We're following several breaking news stories tonight on ABC 17 News at 5, including a state trooper's guilty plea and arrest made in several recent shootings that happened in and around Columbia. We'll get to those in just a moment, but first we want to get to right now to ABC 17's Lucas Geisler, who was in Morgan County today as Trooper Anthony Piercy pleaded guilty to charges stemming from an Iowa man's drowning death. Lucas was the only TV crew to speak with the victim's father today and joins us live from our Jefferson City newsroom. In a story you'll only see on ABC 17 News, he shows us how Brandon Ellingson's father is responding to the plea. Lucas?
Lindsay, Piercy was set to go to trial over an involuntary manslaughter charge there in Morgan County that was set to go in 2 weeks. But today he pleaded guilty to a lesser misdemeanor charge related to the drowning of Brandon Ellingson. Craig Ellingson says today's plea by Trooper Anthony Piercy gets his family one step closer to ending this saga.
Had him handcuffed from behind and was gross negligent. And had no compassion for my son's life based on what he did to my son.
Piercy pleaded guilty today to a misdemeanor charge of negligent operation of a vessel. He admitted that handcuffing the 20-year-old Brandon Ellingson behind his back and putting the wrong kind of life vest over his head was criminal negligence. Craig Ellingson says the plea lets them avoid a trial in which he fears the patrol would try to smear his son's name.
It would have probably been a hung jury. We'd had to try it again. My family's been through enough over the last 3 years. It's time to let Brandon rest in peace.
Brandon Ellingson had been taken into custody for boating while intoxicated. Piercy, who had not spent much time as a water patrol officer at that point, lost Ellingson when his patrol boat hit a wake, sending Ellingson overboard and the life vest off.
Even though it's a lesser charge, but he's still admitting guilt. So his ultimate judge will be God.
As far as a sentence, Piercy faces a maximum of 6 months in jail, but his attorney says that if the sentencing assessment report comes back and recommends anything more strict than probation, that Piercy would be able to withdraw his guilty plea. Reporting live in the Jefferson City newsroom tonight, Lucas Geisler, ABC 17 News.
Thanks, Lucas. And the Ellingson family settled a $9 million wrongful death lawsuit against Piercy and the Highway Patrol last year. In a story you will only see on ABC 17 News, we are learning more about what kind of punishment a Highway Patrol trooper might face for a man's drowning at the Lake of the Ozarks. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ashley Strohmeyer. Joey has the night off. It's a story, as I said, you only see right here. And Lucas Geisler broke it on ABC17News.com. And Lucas, you found some of the sentencing report online today.
Yeah, it's only half of the sentencing assessment report, Ashley. And which is done by probation and parole to recommend a sentence for a judge in many of these cases. They're typically not available to the public, but I found some of it online where really anyone could have seen it. Trooper Anthony Piercy will receive his sentence this month for the role in the 2014 death of Brandon Ellingson at the Lake of the Ozarks. Judge Roger Prokes ordered a sentencing assessment report to help decide on the proper punishment. Today, I found 3 of the 6 pages of that report on Missouri's online court record system. The pages I have give us insight into how people close to the situation feel about the punishment. Ellingson's father, Craig, says he was outraged about Piercy's plea to a misdemeanor instead of the felony charge he first faced. The report says Ellingson wanted prison time for Piercy due to his negligence. Piercy's wife, Laura, also spoke to investigators about the impact the case has had. She says since the incident, her husband has faced criticism and derogatory comments from people in their Morgan County community. She says she hopes the judge gives her husband probation and that he would be successful on it. Now, the report does not show us what exactly the firm recommended as a sentence. It does say that therapy, though, might be a beneficial condition of his sentence. And if he does have supervised probation in this case, that he'd be recommended to 200 hours of community service.
And of course, that controversial merger, it was between the Water Patrol and the Highway Patrol. We all remember that back, I think in 2012 is when it was. It's even mentioned in the report.
Yeah, 2011 is when the Highway Patrol and Water Patrol merged together. It's mentioned in this. It's what brought Trooper Piercy to the water in the first place after serving more than a decade on the roads. Now, his wife told those writing the report that the Highway Patrol and Water Patrol should have never merged and that she wished that day had never happened.
Like I said earlier, that's powerful stuff right there. Lucas, thanks so much.
Anthony Piercy, it has been 3.5 years that I've waited to tell you face to face that you're the reason why my son is dead.
Breaking news at 5 tonight. Trooper Anthony Piercy will spend at least 10 days in jail for his role in Brandon Ellingson's death. Today, Piercy got his sentence for misdemeanor negligent operation of a vessel. Ellingson, you'll remember, died after falling out of Piercy's patrol boat when he was handcuffed. Piercy admitted he did not put the vest on the right way. Now, my co-anchor, ABC 17's Lucas Geisler, was there for the sentencing in Versailles. He joins us live from the Morgan County Courthouse. And Lucas, those 10 days do go alongside 2 years of probation.
Ashley, that jail sentence will be served over five different weekends. I just confirmed with the Morgan County Circuit Clerk just a few minutes ago that the first weekend will start September 22nd. And again, he will do 5 different weekends leading up to satisfy that 10-day jail sentence. Now, Piercy will also have to successfully pass drug tests and pay court costs and do community service for a period of 2 years supervised probation. If he fails any of that, that's going to be 6 more months in the county jail. Now, Craig Ellingson says that he did not expect much from the sentencing here today. He has always felt that Trooper Anthony Piercy should have faced murder charges for what happened to his son Brandon in 2014 at the Lake of the Ozarks. But he said he accepted the lesser plea deal in order to get some sort of sentence against that. Now, Ellingson gave a sometimes tearful statement in court today, talking about his son and the good memories he has. Halfway through, though, the statement turned its attention to Piercy. Ellingson called him a coward for the way he handled the situation. But Piercy also spoke to the court after Ellingson and apologized to the family.
And I'll never forget that I'm the cause of that thing. I am truly sorry for that.
You know, he knows he's guilty, and he knows he's damn lucky to get what he got. Because if it was held somewhere else, he would have been found guilty.
Now, there was one condition of this probation that the prosecution asked for that Judge Roger Prokes did not give. I'll explain what that condition is and why why Ellingson says now that's the next thing he's going to pursue in this situation. Reporting live here in Versailles, Lucas Geisler, ABC 17 News.
Lucas, thank you. And Piercy has been on unpaid leave from the patrol since he was indicted in late 2015.
A Missouri State Trooper will spend the weekend in jail for his role in a drowning at the Lake of the Ozarks. Thanks for being with us tonight. I'm Joey Parker.
And I'm Ashley Strohmeyer. Anthony Piercy was booked into the Morgan County Jail early this evening. He pleaded guilty in September to negligent operation of a vessel related to Brandon Ellingson's death in 2014.
In a story you'll only see on ABC 17 News, ABC 17's Lucas Geisler is in Morgan County tonight. He tried to speak to Piercy before he was booked.
Anthony Piercy arrived here at the Morgan County Jail in Versailles just before 6 o'clock. It will be the last required stint that he has in custody as part of his sentence for the drowning of Brandon Ellingson.
I am truly sorry for that. Brandon should be here with them today. Thank you.
That's the last we heard from Trooper Anthony Piercy. He received his punishment for the death of Brandon Ellingson in September, apologizing to the family in court. Judge Roger Prokes gave him 10 days in jail to be served over 5 weekends. I tried to speak with him today before his last stay. Mr. Piercy, do you have a second to talk? Mr. Piercy? Piercy remains a licensed peace officer in the state of Missouri. He's on unpaid leave from the Highway Patrol right now. Special Prosecutor William C. told me today that he's trying to get that license revoked from the Department of Public Safety. C says the department recently asked him for court records from the case. Craig Ellingson told us in September Piercy doesn't deserve that license.
He doesn't need to be a cop again, he can be something else. So he ruined that.
Piercy ultimately received 2 years of unsupervised probation as part of the sentence. He'll have to serve a 6-month jail sentence if he violates any terms of that probation. Online court records show that so far there have been no violations. Reporting here in Versailles, Lucas Geisler, ABC 17 News.
The Highway Patrol settled a federal wrongful death lawsuit with the Ellingson family for $9 million. Breaking news on ABC 17 News at 9 on Fox 22. ABC 17 News confirms Trooper Anthony Piercy has been fired from the Missouri State Highway Patrol. He was convicted of negligent operation of a vessel and the death of 20-year-old Brandon Ellingson. Ellingson was killed in 2014 after he was arrested on suspicion of boating while intoxicated and went overboard from Piercy's boat while handcuffed. ABC 17's Lucas Geisler joins us live now in our newsroom with this breaking story. Lucas?
And Joey, we have been working on details of this story, getting reaction from people since we broke the story. Colonel Sandra Karsten made the decision today to fire Anthony Piercy in relation to his actions the day of Ellingson's death, May 31st, 2014. In an email that we obtained, Karsten says a procedural hearing board met earlier this week regarding Piercy. Karsten says, quote, "The board concluded that Trooper Piercy violated the policies of the Missouri State Highway Patrol and that his actions warranted discipline. The final decision regarding discipline of patrol employees rests with me. Therefore, I am informing you Trooper Piercy's employment with the Missouri State Highway Patrol was terminated effective December 15th, 2017. Now, if you remember, Piercy was sentenced to 10 days in jail for Ellingson's death. He admitted to negligence in how he put on the life jacket over Ellingson while he was handcuffed, which came off when Ellingson hit the water. Special Prosecutor William C. told me tonight it must have been difficult for the Highway Patrol to keep him on, knowing he admitted to criminal negligence while he was on duty. Piercy has been on unpaid administrative leave from the patrol since he was charged for the incident. Now, C also has handed over information to the Department of Public Safety, hoping to get Piercy's peace officer's license revoked. We'll talk more about that and more of what we find out on this story as we continue reporting on it tonight. Reporting live here in the newsroom, Lucas Geisler, ABC 17 News.